Namaste, welcome, and aloha. Welcome to the verse titled Association with the Wise, the Power of Sacred Community. We've learnt about cutting the karmic knot through meditation and developing taste for hearing about the Supreme. Now, this verse reveals a crucial element. How does that taste develop? Where does transformation actually happen? Titled Association with the Wise. This verse teaches that spiritual transformation occurs through relationship, through association with great souls and sacred communities. You cannot do this alone. Let us explore this essential teaching. First, the verse in its original Sanskrit. Sushrushoha Shraddadhanasya Vasudeva Katharuchya Syanmahat Sevaya Vipraha Punyatirtha Nishevarna. These words describe how taste for the divine develops through sacred association. Let us understand what they reveal. Now let us go through the raw form of English translation of the verse. The translation, O sages, an attraction for the topics of Lord Vasudeva develops in those who are eager to hear and sincerely faithful. This taste is generated specifically by serving great souls and frequenting sacred places of pilgrimage. This describes the relational nature of transformation. Let us explore what this means. Now let us look at some core teaching of this verse. This verse reveals how spiritual taste develops through association. Let us understand the key elements. First, Sushushov Shraddhadanasya for one who is eager to hear and sincerely faithful. Sushushov, eager to hear, desirous of listening, receptive, Shraddhatanasya possessing faith, having sincere trust. This describes the attitude required. Eagerness to hear and sincere faith. Not skepticism, not cynicism, but openness and trust. Second, Vasudeva Katharushi attraction for topics about Lord Vasudeva develops. Katharushi taste for. Attraction to. Appreciation of the narratives. Vasudeva Krishna, the Supreme Lord. This is what develops. Taste, attraction. Not forced discipline, but natural appreciation. Third, Syan Mahat Sevaya. This arises from serving great souls. Mahatsevaya, by serving, by associating with, by being in the company of Mahat great souls, elevated persons, those who are spiritually advanced. This is the key. Transformation happens through association, through relationship, through serving those who are further along the path. Fourth, Punyatita Nishevanat, and from frequenting sacred places of pilgrimage. Punyatirtha, sacred places, holy pilgrimage sites. Nishevanat, from frequenting, from regularly visiting. Sacred places are important not just as locations, but because great souls gather there. The power of pilgrimage is the power of sacred community. This verse teaches for those who serve the wise with faith and eagerness, taste for hearing about Vasudeva develops. Transformation occurs through association with great souls. You cannot do this alone. Spiritual development is relational. You need community. You need guidance. You need association with those who are further along the path. This is not weakness, this is wisdom. Now let us look at some modern scientific parallels. This ancient teaching about the power of association corresponds to modern understanding of how social relationships shape us. First, consider social contagion, the phenomenon where behaviors and emotions spread through social networks. Research shows that behaviors are contagious. If your friends exercise, you're more likely to exercise. If your friends read, you're more likely to read. If your friends practice spirituality, you're more likely to practice spirituality. This is Mahat Sevaya, transformation through association. You literally become like those you spend time with. Second, consider peer effects, one of the most robust findings in social science. Your peer group is the strongest predictor of your trajectory, more than your individual willpower, more than your intentions. Your peers shape who you become. This is why the verse emphasizes Mahat great souls. Choose your associations wisely, they will shape your destiny. Third, consider Dunbar's number, the cognitive limit on meaningful relationships. You can only maintain about 150 meaningful relationships, and you can only have deep, intimate relationships with about 5 to 15 people. This means choose wisely. You have limited relational capacity. Invest it in associations that elevate you. Fourth, consider research on mentorship and modeling. We learn not primarily through abstract instruction, but through modeling, through observing and imitating those we admire. This is Mahat Sevaya serving great souls. You learn by being in their presence, by observing how they live, by absorbing their consciousness. Let us now move on to some practical application as it relates to this verse. How do we apply this teaching in our daily lives? First, recognize that you cannot do this alone. Spiritual development is not a solo journey. You need community, you need guidance, you need association with those who are further along the path. This is not weakness, this is wisdom. This is how transformation actually happens. Second, consciously choose who you spend time with. Your associations will shape who you become. This is not abstract, this is neuroscience and social science. Ask yourself, who am I spending time with? Are they elevating me or pulling me down? Third, seek communities aligned with your values, Mahat Sevaya. Find spiritual communities. Find people who are practicing what you want to practice. Find those who are further along the path. This might be a temple, a meditation group, a study circle, an online community, but find it. You need it. Fourth, distance yourself from toxic relationships. This is difficult but necessary. If relationships are pulling you away from your highest values, you need to create distance. You have limited relational capacity. Protect it, invest it wisely. Fifth, develop the qualities of Susrusho Shraddhadanasya, eagerness to hear, and sincere faith. When you are with great souls, be receptive, be open, be eager to learn, have sincere faith. Not skepticism, not cynicism, but humble receptivity. Sixth, frequent sacred places, Punya Tirtha Nishavanat. Visit places where spiritual energy is concentrated, where great souls gather, where consciousness is elevated. This could be pilgrimage sites, temples, retreat centers. The location matters less than the consciousness present there. Seventh, recognize that taste develops gradually through association, katharuchi syat. You might not have natural taste for spiritual topics yet. That's okay. Taste develops through association. The more you associate with great souls, the more you'll naturally develop appreciation for what they value. Now, let us look at how this verse can help our young people. For young people, this verse offers crucial wisdom about friendship and community. There's a saying, you become the average of the 5 people you spend most time with. This is not metaphor. This is how human development works. Your peer group shapes who you become. So here's the question. Who are your 5 people? Are they inspiring you to be better? Are they elevating you? Choose friends who inspire you. Seek communities aligned with your highest values. Distance yourself from relationships that pull you down. This doesn't mean being judgmental or elitist. This means being intentional about who you allow to shape your consciousness. You're at a formative stage. Your associations now will shape your entire life trajectory. Choose wisely. Now, let us look at how this verse can help our older generation folks. For those with more life experience, this verse speaks to something you've likely discovered. At this stage of life, quality of relationships matters far more than quantity. You don't need hundreds of acquaintances. You need deep connections with people of substance. Invest in relationships with those who share your values, those who are on a similar spiritual path, those who elevate your consciousness, and recognize your role. You are the Mahat, the great soul for younger generations. Your presence, your example, your wisdom, these are what younger people need. Be available. Be generous with your time and wisdom. The greatest gift you can offer is your elevated consciousness, your lived wisdom, your authentic presence. This is Mahat Sevaya from the other side, being the great soul that others can serve and learn from. In conclusion, we can say this. This verse of the Srimad Bhagavatam reveals the relational nature of transformation. Taste for the divine develops through association with great souls and frequenting sacred places. You cannot do this alone. Spiritual development is relational. You need community, guidance, and sacred association. Choose your associations wisely. Seek communities aligned with your values. Be receptive and faithful. Your peer group will shape your destiny. Choose wisely. This verse reveals the relational nature of spiritual transformation. You cannot do this alone. Modern social science validates this ancient teaching. Your peer group is the strongest predictor of your trajectory. Behaviors are socially contagious, and you literally become like those you spend time with. This makes the teaching both ancient and contemporary, both spiritual and scientific. The key is choosing wisely and being receptive. Thank you, namaste, and mahalo for joining me in this exploration of this verse. Association with the wise, the power of sacred community. Now we will